I will be watching Hazbin Hotel, and in all fairness, I will say now I saw the pilot and I didn't like it. I did not like the pilot, but I'm going to rewatch the pilot and see if I change my mind. In all fairness, I am not a fan of musicals. Like, they're okay. I've seen a handful of musicals, but I've never really been like the theater kid kind of thing. But I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna give it a shot. Okay, I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna get through it. But I found myself disassociating, and I don't want to be mean. People love this show. There's a lot of, and I mean a lot, of white neurodivergent kids that would dox me because if I say anything wrong about this show, and I don't want to. So I'm going to lock in. I'm gonna lock the fuck in and try.
Those other cowardly sinners dare not hinder my territorial takeover. A wise
I don't know why, but what is their name? Fizzy Pop, I think. Fizzy Pop's art style has always reminded me of Tumblr for some reason. There's a very specific style that people who started drawing on Tumblr are like, where they all have that kind of like style where they like a lot of their characters like have very, and there's nothing wrong with this, but like very effeminate features. Like a lot of them are like super androgynous or queer coded, and all of that is inherently fine. But they also have like this very like influenced by anime and other artists on Tumblr at that time. Like I know because I had a Tumblr in like 2014, blah blah blah, back in like high school. So like I remember seeing like people with this kind of like art style, like basically tracing anime, then gradually moving on to like making queer OCs, and then like that, just that progression.
Yes, let's do this.
Just look at me and
Are they gay for each other? Would, or maybe? Why do I ship them already?
I'll mouth it to you.
Come on, Vaggie. I know what to say.
Vaggie? Oh wow, that's a name. That's a dangerous game she's playing.
A lie. You can put that away. I don't touch the gays. I have standards.
Yeah, how's that working out for you?
Look, my time is money, so I'll keep this short.
I never really understood, because I've seen this before, but I never really understood why like there's discrimination in hell in like the pilot. Like, what do you mean you don't touch the gays? Like, don't all gays go to hell anyway? Like, what is? Oh, whatever.
You're not here because we wanted you here.
A hotel that rehabilitates sinners. You know, 'cause hotels are for...
Well, if hell is a space in which has like a finite amount of like area, doesn't that also mean heaven would also have a finite, like, if you can overpopulate hell, you can overpopulate heaven, correct? I just realized why a hotel? Like, why specifically a hotel? Like, are you going to work them good? Like, wouldn't, like, if you're trying to rehabilitate people, wouldn't getting them help in like, if we're going to suspend disbelief a bit and be like, okay, cool, we want to rehabilitate people however we can in the show, absolutely cool with that. I'm all for rehabilitation, but why specifically a hotel? You know what I mean? If you have the resources to start a hotel, why not like therapy? Because like sinners, quote unquote, typically, like, depending on what you define as a sin, and I blacked out during the song portion of all of this, so I don't know what she defines as a sin, but let's say like robbers, creeps, whatever, those are either crimes of circumstance, crimes of like a lack of like proper mental health. So why not get them therapy? Maybe I'm putting too much into the show, you know what I mean? It's whatever. I also, not to talk shit, but like I've never really understood why queer shows all like, this is coming from someone who loves Steven Universe. I love Steven Universe, but there is something about like Has Been Hotel that I just don't really vibe with. It because it feels hollow in a way. Because again, I've seen this pilot and I've never liked it. Like I don't hate it, but like it felt hollow. You know what I mean? And maybe like the coming episode will be better now that they had like a budget and writers. But it always felt hollow. Like the entire plot was just like singing, people are gay, sex jokes. You know what I mean? And as a connoisseur of a good dick joke, these aren't very good.
Angel dust?
The porn star?
You fucking would, Tom. In any case, that's not even an accomplishment. I'm sure you can get that hooker to do anything with enough booger sugar and lube.
Oh, I beg to differ.
I mean, me too, motherfucker. What you judging our lifestyles for? Shit.
He's been behaved, clean.
I don't do booger sugar, but hand me a couple edibles, and you know we can see where the night goes.
Looks like the one who just joined the battle is none other than porn actor Angel Dust. What a juicy coincidence! You must feel really stupid right now. Ratings! Don't look at this! Well, it sure looks like...
Also, I don't know why, but it does not sit right with me to have like the porn star or whatever be like this weird sexual deviant. Like he kind of, or they, I don't know their pronouns, but like they kind of own it. But like a lot of sex workers are just kind of like normal people. Like I've met and talked to sex workers that were actually like pretty, not sex overt, like asexual. Like they don't give a, like it's a job for them. They don't really give a fuck about sex and don't have it much outside of doing it for work. So like I don't know, it's never sit right with me when like people are like, yes, if you do porn, you're like must be horny all the time. Nope, a lot of them have normal libidos. Some of them have high libidos, but like a lot of them don't even like sex very much outside of like doing it for work. You know what I mean? It's like saying like, oh, if you're a chef, you must like, you know, cooking for other people all the time. Sure, some chefs enjoy cooking for other people, but a lot of chefs are like, yeah, I do it for work all the time. I do it at home for myself. It doesn't mean I want to cook for you.
Isn't that a redeeming quality? Helping friends with stuff?
Not with turf wars that result in territorial genocide!
You win some, you lose a few hundred. It wasn't that bad anyway. Oh, come on, I had to! My credibility was on the line.
I feel like there's this very specific way that like people in these types of shows write dialogue that like even if it just feels clunky somehow, you know what I mean? And like, again, this is a pilot, but like if like this was like a pilot that had like millions of views, but like 1 second,
helping friends with stuff?
Not with turf wars that result in territorial genocide!
You win some, you lose a few hundred. It wasn't that bad anyway.
So like the whole like her or like V, it feels too close to the F slur. V like saying like not territorial genocide, blah 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 blah. It feels super clunky, and like it comes across not as like actual like dialogue, but like just thrusted in juxtaposition, but also like this sort of like way to add more to the like it feels. I want to compare it to like amateur fan fiction, but like there's fan fiction that is like written just as well as like actual fully published books and things like that. Like there's very good fan fiction, but like that dialogue just feels like so forced. That's also like, songs aside, you know what I mean? Like I think that's the biggest reason I never really liked Has Been Hotel. You know what I mean? Because the dialogue is just like, ugh, you know. And if you like it with peace and love, that's okay. You know what I mean? It's okay that I don't like something that you like. Absolutely fine. But yeah, this is just it. That's why I often find myself like kind of disassociating while I watch it.
Don't get your taco in a twist, baby.
Was that you trying to be sexist or racist?
Whatever pisses you off more. Is there
What about that was racist?
seriously no liquor in here?
Is she Mexican?
Hey, Vaggie?
What?
The radio demon is at the door.
What?
Who?
What should I do?
Well, don't let him in.
Why? Isn't that the entire point?
And I'm not gonna let you hurt anyone here, you pompous, cheesy talk show shitlord.
Dear, if I wanted to hurt anyone here, I would have done so already. No, I'm here because I want to help.
I think that was the single coolest part of this entire episode. I wish they had more. I don't know, maybe I'm like super edgy, but like I wish there was like actual. I would love for a show to be animated, but it be in hell and have like actually dark aesthetic. You know what I mean? Like, just because the only way she's like, or I don't know Vizzy Pop's pronouns, but the only way they have been showing like that they are in hell really has been just kind of like crude jokes, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like, I get it that like, you know, send souls up to heaven, but like, I don't know, like I wish it was like more dark, I guess, because like when I think of hell I think of like dark, like normal people, but especially as like someone who's always been in like very demon and dark and macabre aesthetics and stuff like that scene, like I almost felt like robbed of like a show with like actually like cool and like frightening sort of like interactions instead of like silly back and forth and songs, and it's just you know.
Say what now?
And what can you do, my effeminate fellow?
I can suck your dick.
Ha!
That's crazy, that entire sentence. But also, like, you're quite effeminate yourself, my friend. Like, yeah, like, who are you talking to?
No.
Do you have a mirror?
Your loss.
We're going to love it here!
I lost the ability to love years ago.
I don't know if I'm gonna make it to episode 1. I find all of these characters absolutely insufferable, and I hope they all die horrifically.
Well, I'm starved. Who wants some jambalaya? My mother once showed me a wonderful recipe for jambalaya. In fact, it nearly killed.
I think the only vaguely interesting character is Alistair, but Alistair has been ruined for me, as before I saw this, someone on somewhere posted how an Alistair cosplayer just straight up did blackface, like black paint and all, and his face is very obviously gray, but like just at a con was just in blackface, vibing, chilling, living their best life safely. Yeah, I don't get the hype personally. I have no thoughts. I have no notes. I just don't think it's for me. I'm not the target audience, because, you know. Anyway, God bless Vizzy Pop. Pop 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 Vizzy.